Thing. Something to cover the freaking logo. I know what to do. I got this. Give me 1 sec, y'all. You can't see me, right? Are we back? You can hear me? Are we doing the thing? Are we out here? Are we involved? I hope so. There's just one change I need to make, but we are out here. We're finally back, everybody. I am so sorry for all the problems, everything that's been taking place today. It has just been a shit show, honestly. But we're out here. We're doing the thing. We're inside. We see IG going for a kill onto JT, and they should be able to pick up this lion. DY able to grab him, and that is going to be the heads up kill. There we go. Hey, now I'm not running afoul of copyrights. Thank goodness. These last 2 days have just been hilarious, honestly. Anyway, are we good? We out here. Y'all back in. There we go. We have returned right now. We see so far as the game is going, IG, one of the things from them is that they did decide to put this Arc Warden in the mid lane. So this is a decision that is going to be interesting because it means that the side lane has the Timbersaw Puck on these side lanes. I suppose that the idea here was that they didn't want to have a bad matchup for whoever went mid against this DK. They wanted to make sure that if Puck goes, I mean, we've seen what the matchup looks like between DK Puck a million times before, and they wanted more farm out of Puck for this early game. It does mean that there is going to be a decrease in the amount of levels accrued for the hero, but still going to be decent enough, I think, to justify ultimately laning it in this particular way. This early game, though, does mean that Vici Gaming will not be experiencing as much pressure because Puck won't be able to rotate nearly as quickly as he's able to otherwise from the mid lane. I cannot, fam. I cannot. Remember that we don't have in-game sound here. We're stream sniping right now. So I cannot provide the gas, unfortunately, as we see bottom. Fly. About to get taken out here by this incursion from Vici Gaming, so the safe lane Puck will end up losing his life here. I wonder what the build is going to be from Fly on this Puck. Is this going to be like Power Trade's Witchblade into the Blink Dagger? Are we looking potentially at a Maelstrom? It looks like I'm in game because I'm doing a bad thing, but we're not talking about it, fam. We're not talking about it. But I'll put some BGM. There we go. There's some background music for you. I'm doing a bad thing, but we're not talking about what the bad thing is. Yeah, unfortunately we are not inside the lobby right now. We're not inside the game, so we do not have access to the high fidelity graphics of actual Dota 2. I'm watching off of stream, so this is the only way to access the game. Unfortunately, what they did for the playoffs, and they've done this before in I-League, let me not say in I-League, they've done this before in a lot of Chinese tournaments, where once it gets to the playoff stages and they're on LAN, they don't actually host the tournament in a ticket. We'll talk about it in a second. As they have a wall of replica down onto Fly, they should be able to grab the kill here down in this bottom lane. From this, with the Siege Wagon not being available, there's not much potential to force a push onto the tower. However, there is a lot of potential to get another kill onto Ollie, and they will indeed do so. This Phoenix gonna get dragged back, killed by Old 11. Now that he has some solo time in this lane, gonna try force forward the creep wave as far as humanly possible. JT, though, is doing a faster job of this on the other side of the map as the Timbersaw, already having forced the Medusa out of lane, securing the tier 1 tower, and we'll be able to push into the jungle to decrease more of the space on the map and to make sure that this top lane is always pushing out. I mean, they could decide now to just rotate him bottom. Yeah, this is the better thing, actually. Make sure that he can protect this tower. Darkseer won't be able to do anything against this Timbersaw, so that keeps the tier 1 tower alive a lot longer than it would be otherwise. Oh, yo. On the Medusa, the build is going to be for the Yasha first on the Snake Lady. Picking up this item will lead to somewhat faster farming at this particular stage of the game than against what this Fly Puck is going to be able to achieve with his build, as they cop the Dream Coil down bottom 1 to 2. They're able to bring down Old 11. Fly gets the last hit, and they're going to try and get PYW as well. It's going to be a double kill for the Puck Will Fly be able to get more? Dreamcoil no longer available. Illusion Orb does come out. Fly dives forward looking for the triple kill as Waning Rift up in a moment. Will not have to use it as JT with the Chakram able to secure the third kill down in this bottom lane. Two supports fall and off lane that takes a tumble too. As IG get everything they need from this bottom lane. Things looking so much better for them right now. Muffy, SARS fam, I saw you got timed out. But okay, we have a bit more quiet, but yeah, so JT, will he die here? Gets healed up by the Sunray. I think he should be good to go, but doesn't have enough mana to fully represent a threat back onto Vici Gaming, but will still be able to get away with the Timber Chain. Here comes a fight. They get the stun out onto Kaka. Shadow Shaman trying to run away, will still die towards the right clicks of this Dragon Knight. Oh no. What a time to get a bit of lag on the stream. What a time to be alive. God. Just a peculiar day today, huh? Just a peculiar day. DK forcing out that building, putting the pressure on the tower. Since they got the kill, and well, they lost heroes, but they managed to force JT away from the side of the map, which is the most important thing for them. JT though will go with Fly to steal away some farm inside these ancient camps. This is really problematic because they wanted to give this farm towards the Medusa later to have her accelerate her timing. Now they're going to try and come back and prevent this. JT, will he be able to get out to safety? Indeed he will. And Poyoyo realizes that if I don't take this now and soon, it will not be available much longer. So making the wise decision, going to assault and bring down these ancients. Shouldn't be too difficult for them to walk away from this happy and secure in having additional farm for this Medusa. She's at the top of the net worth. She's gonna also, because Fly was in the safe lane, remember that this puck is not playing mid or off lane, having a really rough time. And you know, the sacrifice of putting Puck in that situation rather than in mid is supposed to get you and net you more CS, but looks like the matchup versus the Timbersaw was worse than the matchup versus the GK in the mid lane. And now they have a very poor Puck. Still no Witchblade in sight, only has the power treads right now. JT Chakram into this DK, and they're doing what they can. I suppose the priority here is just making sure that this Timbersaw just gets some of the closer items. You know, you don't need to go too far forward. Don't need to like overextend yourself. Sanj and Kaya should be fine, but you know, the idea is just make sure that that hero is just tanking up everything for the team, able to jump forward and soak up that pressure and that damage. Because otherwise Fly will just have no ability to have relevance in this game. As we do see a smoke gank coming in now from the side of Vici Gaming. They don't find a priority target down bottom. Ollie is here, but they don't have a blink dagger just yet from the DK. Still will get the surge, trying to get forward, but Icarus dive will make sure that this Phoenix is fine. Without blink dagger on the DK, lots of these kills can't happen because they're playing into Puck, playing into Timbersaw. Speaking of Puck, she's in the top lane right now looking for a way to kill PYW. This Hoodwink in danger, but will be able to get off a Bushwhack Sharpshooter. Big plays from PYW onto Kaka. Nah, so what the issue is here, Saint D, right, is so the Dota 2, like the tournament itself, right? So check this out. So normally, as a tournament happens, right, they put the game on a ticket, and then when the tournament goes live, the ticket goes live inside the Dota 2 ticket tracker, and then you can just access whatever games are happening underneath that ticket there, right? So what the Chinese tend to do is that once you get to the playoffs of certain China exclusive lands, then especially once it's in front of an audience, then instead of having a situation where you put the games on the ticket, you go live, and then everybody watches from the ticket, they have it be private lobbies. So unless you are in the lobby or know somebody in the lobby, you can't actually spectate the game. So they don't actually put it on the ticket. Actually, D, if you want to see an example of this, quickly go check on your API. Try find yesterday's games for iLeague. and you'll see exactly what I mean. IG smoked up right now. They still don't have a blink dagger for Fly, but he does now have the Witchblade. So if they can utilize this to get a lot more additional gold for the puck, they throw out the Dream Coil that only connects onto PYW, so this Hoodwink will die early on, but at the same time they caught the Arc Warden. Hex, Earth Spike, Finger of Death gets them the kill. Supernova also gets destroyed. Ollie won't have that big impact in the fight. Fly in the meantime does manage to take out the Medusa on the other side of the engagement, and he's now trying to chase down the Darkseer. Kaka will lose his life between Ori and DY, but it's not going to be enough to save Old 11. Fly just going ham in this fight, already finding himself a triple kill. Will they get this man an Ultra? Remember how far behind the puck was. Now look at the net with a top 4 already. DY in the river. Definitely going to be in danger here. Waning Rift will get Fly over the edge of the parallel wall or the vacuum wall. Or just the wall of replica. I don't know why my words are all messed up today. Well, I know exactly why. It's frustration. But Fly takes his frustrations out on the opponent. Gets himself a ton of kills. Fully back into this game right now. Not that far away from having the Blink Dagger. And at the timing he's going to receive it. With the Blink, Witchblade, and the Power Trades, everything's going to be right back on track for this puck. And the thing is, this did come at the cost of making sure Arc Warden got this much farm and experience was the farm of the puck. But now after that fight, doesn't seem like a sacrifice anymore. What's crazy is that Vici actually found the early kill onto the Arc Warden in the engagement, but still weren't able to get anything going beyond that, which is fairly surprising, kind of wild, but it happened. Ori down bottom still with this Blink Dagger and out the BKB. Might end up dying here. Fly and the gang, they don't have the Dream Coil anymore, because once he snaps the coil, just walks away. There's not really that much he needs to concern himself with, so he's just like, oh, that's all y'all got? I deuces, bruh. I'll check y'all, bruh. I'm out, bruh. Don't need to be out here, man. Oh, come the fuck on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. This is quite frustrating an experience. Down bottom, we see the Blink Dagger coming through with the DK. They do finally find this initiation onto the puck, and that's why you need Blink on this hero. Once you do have it, look at that setup. PYW does manage to get the final clear on the kill, which is going to grant a mass amount of gold towards this Hoodwink. I mean, that's really great. That's really great. Killing Fly. Making sure that this bottom wave, constantly the pressure is going towards the tier 2 tower. Even if the IG side are able to play aggressively on top, they can defend this with Vici Gaming. JT is here to mount this push, and Kaka will throw out the Mass Serpent Wards. Old 11 drags away the creep wave, but the Mass Serpent Wards will still do some damage onto the building. The rest of the team trying to stack up to potentially force them off with this. Kaka stuck around too long, so will get bushwhacked and killed for his efforts. Will also give away a kill towards the Finger of Death charge being accrued there by the Lion. Certainly an aspect of frustration from the IG lineup, just banging their heads on that wall in the tier 2. This game though still is going largely according to plan for both teams, getting a lot of farm on their big position 1. Medusa on the one side, Arc Warden on the other. Potentially these teams are training for these late game scenarios and late game carry matchups when it comes to TI. V Pandemonium. It is blurry because we have to watch off of somebody else's stream. And because Twitch is not being kind to me today, for some reason I can't access the 1080 stream. Can only watch it at 720, and even on 720, we keep getting lag outs. Regrettably, this is the best we can do for ensuring smoothness. Sigh. I'm not at my main house right now, so not sitting with the really dope fiber, unfortunately. Feels bad. But the situation will unfold. I'm going to be going back home actually for the next couple of days, so once we are there, should be able to provide somewhat high fidelity streams if I decide to stream at all. Probably only like on Sunday again, but we'll see how things go. It's mid lane. The full Sanj and Kaya finished here for JT, so very, very tanky on this Timbersaw. As I say it, lol. You see, you make me curse at the V Pandemonium. What's up with you, fam? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Come on, really? Okay, this is a longer hiccup on the stream than I was expecting it to happen. Okay. Can refresh anytime, Twitch. Refresh anytime. There we go. I'll try to figure out a better solution in between games, but... sigh. Sigh. Gets there first. Shout out to you, fam. Shout out to you, fam, for being out here. Regrettably not able to make this smooth. Actually, wait, hold on. There's a way to make this better. Let's do this. Because if we just rewind the stream a little bit, actually, then we might even be able to get it on 1080 now that I think about it. I don't know why I didn't think about that sooner. Just like a few seconds behind. Doesn't really matter. Let's see. Huh, looked like it worked. Why didn't I think about this sooner? Well, I'll have to pause a little bit to let it buffer some once it starts playing properly, but looks like this seems to work. Or at the very least, let me just still keep it at 720, but if it's cached a little bit, it might be somewhat smoother of a viewing experience. I think also, Sandy, what's probably happening as well, if I look within myself, is that yesterday I was like on stream in some capacity for like 12-13 hours. So you know when you like spend one full day working and then the next day things aren't going smoothly, it can affect your mentality. So that's very clearly what's operational here, but whatever, it's fine. These days do occur. They're going back for this top lane push onto the tier 2 tower. Yet another round of mass open was committed on this one. Dragon Knight will go into the DK form. Did get caught by the young Dream Quail, but they are able to kill JT. Was a double damage Medusa. Looks like they committed the finger of death in that fight as well, so they did want to make sure that JT does go down, and they protect the tower ever longer. Wait, seriously, even with Keishin? Hold on, I'll have to go back a little bit longer just to make sure. Yeah, Johan, yo fam. A lot's happening right now, huh? A lot's happening right now. But we out here, we're doing the thing. So we're all gonna have a retread of this fight, but I think that's gonna be a good thing because it allows us to see how things got started. So wards drop down. Wait, seriously? So they just jumped onto DK underneath the tier 2, but not the whole team went. It was just the Puck and the Timbersaw. Yeah, there was no way they were ever going to be able to get that kill with those two heroes. I suppose they wanted to try and force the DK into a bad situation so that the tower would just fall easily, but they couldn't make it happen, unfortunately. Immediately afterwards, Vici Gaming will smoke up. They can't really get Roche off of this. Their team isn't the best at killing Roche. What? What is happening, dude? What is happening today? Yeah. We might have to call GG on the stream if it keeps doing this, because like there's kind of no point if we're getting like 30 to 45 second slivers of the game at a time rather than actually seeing the whole game. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think? I think the universe is telling us to wait until I get home, because this is beyond simply this not being a good look. All right, let me actually pull up camera. Hold on. Beyond this simply not being a good look for the stream, like being on stream, I also think this like it's gonna get to me as time goes on, And the more it gets to me, the worse the stream is for y'all, right? Because it's going to be very clear. You can already hear I'm agitated, right? And it's not fun to hear someone be agitated while they're supposed to be doing something fun. So I think, yeah. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. It's all good. People are out here. Wait, who else is actually streaming this today besides BTS? I think it's just BTS today. I don't think B Cup is out here. I don't think anybody else is, so yeah, this is not gonna work. So what we're gonna do, y'all, I'm gonna go dark. We'll let BTS handle the rest of the game and finish it proper. I mean, it's looking a bit better now, but there's no guarantee that it stays this smooth. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, but it does seem doomed today. Honestly, I don't want to be in this position where I'm just sitting here being like, oh wait, snap. Is the other shoe gonna drop? Is something gonna go south? You know, let's if we see the writing on the wall, abide by the writing on the wall. We'll give it one last shot for the next like couple of minutes, see how it goes. Let's say if there's 5 more drops over the by the time it hits 30 minutes. Yeah, if it lags again 5 more times by the time it hits 30 minutes, then that's doom, right? Then that's GG. For now though, Smoke Gang for IG. Because they were not able to get anything out of their previous big fights, alright, there's lag 1. Vici Gaming are still in a position where they have to play very carefully around this Roshan pit. It's easier for the side of IG to take Rosh than for vice versa to happen for Vici Gaming. So they definitely want to be able to make sure they have this fight. Conversely though, the fight potential around Roshan pit is really, really scary for Vici. Stone Gaze Vacuum Wall is quite terrifying. I mean, they do have Supernova with the Puck Dream Coil and all, so that's also quite scary on the other side. Looks like IG's priority here is just to be able to reclaim this outpost, make sure that they have this bad boy available, so that if they do need to go into the Roshan pit for a fight, then there's no concern and there's no worry about being pincered in from a very uncomfortable position. Ori building into the Aghanim Scepter. Normal times here for the DK. I think he already has access to the point booster. Haven't really seen anything surprising just yet in terms of these item builds. Also love the fact that Timbersword did indeed go for the Heaven's Halberd. Halberd, one of the better items versus Medusa. So that, yo, wow, Medusa actually bought BKB super early. 25-minute BKB Medusa. That is not something that you see every day. No, I am not doing D2CL today. D2CL is only coming up again in like 10 days, I believe. 9-10 days on the 31st or the 1st, somewhere around there is my next game. Poyoyo. Here on the Dusa, went full BKB, didn't even finish the D-Lance. Dude, look at this. MKB, BKB Manta style. This is the anti-Arc Warden build. Poyoyo realizes that if he allows the Arc Warden to just play a standard game, he's going to end up losing. So this is a way that they're going to be able to reliably threaten the Arc Warden. Even if Medusa, you have a magnetic field out, it's not going to really be any kind of major bulwark against her. She can still dish out the damage. So bottom, oh, nice trap laid out there onto Fly, but does have Aeon Disc. So we'll be able to get out to safety for now. Dream Coil committed down, but there's going to be a very nice bushwhack from PYW. Because they managed to catch the puck during the initial illusory orb, the spell was on cooldown, so couldn't use it for another way to be able to escape the fight. That was really sick actually from Vici Gaming, quite heads up play from them. And now, with this time, Poyoyo thinking about potentially getting himself into the Roshan pit. Jareen, yes, Avo Plus and Seek and Strike today. And then, why is there no sound? Regrettably, we cannot access the lobby. We have to be casting this from the Dota 2, one of the streams. I'm not going to mention which one, for the sake of keeping peace in the Dota 2 universe. But yeah, we're stream sniping effectively, so can't access in-game audio, unfortunately. Based. Shout out the Jaeger. But yeah, Diego just posted the schedule. Those are all the days where I'm going to be on D2CL. Also, I believe the next few games I'm going to be doing with Kips, so I'm very excited for that. Vici able to claim the Aegis. It took them a while, but with the Black Dragon, Medusa there, uninterrupted, and now they actually just catch Fly. In the mid lane, DY able to make the big jump there. Despite not having access to the Blink Dagger, force-stops himself forward for the Hex. That was pretty sick. And because they have so many stuns, even though there is that Aeon Disc, still on cooldown from it being procced down bottom. So they're able to take advantage of how long the cooldown timer can be. And because they have so many stuns, they make it look like it might not be fully the best item. Although they end up getting a kill down bottom. Emo finds the Ori DK by his lonesome. Hashtag worth though, getting that kill on the mid tier 2 tower. You can certainly sacrifice a DK hero on the side of the map, especially if it also came with the side of a Puck, who is yet again bounced back to the bottom of the net worth. He's had a really rough game here from the safe lane Fly. Things have certainly not been easy for this Invictus gaming lineup. In large measure, I think that the laning decisions have actually come back to bite them in the ass. Ends up it actually wasn't worth it because Fly can't actually do anything by himself. If he's on the map, he's actually dying half the time. To be fair, they have drafted several heroes to help deal with this Puck, so this is the danger of going for first pick Puck, that there is this potential to exploit the hero. In this game, Vici the big worry for them, so far the map status quo is in their favor. They're pushing out for this tier 2 tower down bottom. They've secured the tier 1 and tier 2 in the mid lane. Once they get this tier 2 bottom, easy reclaim of the outpost, so they'll have 2 outposts for a second before IG takes the one on the other side of the map. But they have most of positive equilibrium in 2 lanes. They're smoked up now, looking for a fight. Double damage rune as well on Ori. He's going to be able to find the Phoenix on the high ground. Ori definitely going to be dead here as Ori gets that kill. I love how Ori says to Ali, "You're flapping the wrong bird, my friend." Kill the Phoenix, and there's no buyback available, but on the bright side, IG do have a very short respawn timer on this Phoenix. I also love how I said we'll have 5 lags before 30 minutes and we'll quit. We had 1, but then immediately after the 30-minute mark, we get 2, 3 in a fucking row. Wow, that's amazing. Kale. Boy the Mock. If you'd asked me on paper, I would have said IG, but I actually think Vici is gonna win. Not just because they're ahead and leading right now, but I really like the itemization on this Medusa for dealing with this Arc Warden. I think as well that the way they have been playing and their focus in these fights seems a bit more focused on the side of IG. And I feel like when you're playing with heroes like the Puck as well, they haven't been able to actually give a good game towards Fly. He's now building after the Aeon Disc into the Desolator. I would have preferred another, like, it feels bad to build double defensive items, but Aeon Disc BKB feels way better to me than this. The additional damage of this Desolator, I suppose because he went for, did he go for Waning Rift talent? Actually didn't see. That's the only thing I can imagine, right? That he went for the Waning Rift attack talent. We shall see. Take out a Tempest double here close to this outpost. Yeah. So we did get a Waning Rift attack. That's the only reason I can imagine wanting to go for this. I'm not fully on board personally, like I said, and their damage potential, I don't think damage is really their problem right now. Although I do suppose they have some issues with so much armor, but doesn't feel like Deso is necessarily the way to fully fix that directly, at least at this stage of the game, especially considering the items that are still going to be built up from the rest of the gang on the side of Vici. Alright, this is ridiculous. So We'll finish this game, but yeah, I can't take this anymore, unfortunately. We're gonna only do game 1 today, unfortunately, because this is unpalatable. We had one lag between 25 and 30, but we had like 7 between 30 and 33. Oh my god. Look at those leap arounds. Lotus Orb purchase now for the Darkseer. We haven't actually been able to see Darkseer's items that much as well. I don't know if he has Aghanim Scepter already. If he does, click on all 11 please. Click. They don't click on all 11. Top lane though, IG will always have the capability of doing this. Pushing with the Shadow Shaman and the Tempest double. And they're gonna get a tier 3 tower from doing so. Even though they rotated Ori to the top lane, they couldn't really stop that from happening. Thanks to that Tempest double, the Hex still effective on that little clone. They throw it out onto the DK. IG. They know that DK is alone here because they have some wards in their own jungle that tell them this. And will they be able to find the catch onto the DK? Not just yet. Emo was trying to spring the trap, but Ori was playing very, very carefully and didn't get himself caught by it. And now the rest of Vici Gaming has tracked back, so IG will know that this is going to be a bad idea to go for this fight. They try to back off on the side of IG. This has the potential to be a 60-minute plus game. It also has the potential to end in the next 10 minutes. Right now, there aren't that many buybacks available on the field. However, Roshan is respawning in a couple of minutes. So that's where the next portion and the next phase of the game will be determined from. Which team is able to get this Aegis. Also, Fly doubling down on going for this right-click puck build. Something we don't necessarily see as often anymore. Generally speaking, these pucks have been playing much more tempo controlling and magical burst. Smoke up here from Vici Gaming. They want to be able to try and get some kills before they have to start applying pressure around the Roshan pit. They're going to find Ollie. Ori yet again finds his old foe, and they're going to be able to easily get the kill there. Okay. The question is, can they force a buyback from this? Yet again, the very low levels of this Phoenix coming in favor for IG. But they're coming up the hill of Vici Gaming. Magnetic Field will be there to defend the tier 3 tower for now. Poyoyo, very, very strong on this Medusa. Don't know why we're still clicked on the dead Phoenix right now. The tower falling lower and lower. It's beneath half HP. And look at this damage that they've got going. Oh, Kaka. Try to get the grab onto Poyoyo, but the Lotus Orb was there. Manta Style also popped immediately. And they get the tier 3 tower for free. But with Phoenix respawning, is going to be a time to back away. Top lane, tier 3 tower, it being gone means that this range Rax did take some significant damage, down to about half HP just from some siege dragons in the top lane. I imagine there must have been a Tempest double there as well. Ultimately though, Vici Gaming just glad to get themselves on the board in the same way, and they didn't have to do it with any shenanigans, right? IG sort of had to cheese it out, split pushing the map with this Arc Warden as well as the Shadow Shaman. But Vici sort of did it legitly, just went heads up. We see here Fly, oh, the jump here with the Hex from the Tempest double, just to make sure Ori doesn't find the Dragon Tail stun onto Fly. Still is an Aeon Disc though, in case that happened. Old 11 blinking forward, able to get the vacuum. And he has Blink, Ags, Pipe, Lotus Orb, looking for a Lincoln Sphere next. The Lincoln Sphere is not for him either. It's going to be for Poyoyo. Because then you give the Medusa the Lincolns, the Ion Shell with the additional HP, and the Lotus Orb. And she's basically impossible to go on, especially since she still has a BKB ready to go if needed. We'll see what the option is going to be here. For Vici to try and take this fight around Roche. IG don't want that to happen. They still have Supernova. Don't think we've seen a very successful one in this game. We've seen like a pop or two, but not one that necessarily turns the fight. Vici feeling confident enough to head into the pit now that Poyoyo is so strong. This is Roche number 2, so dropping the Aghanim shard for the gang. Medusa will definitely want to take this Aegis. Does DK have the cheese like slot available? I think so. I don't think you want to give DK the shard though. Shard on DK kind of garbage. And they give the shard to Lion. Lion shard is very good. But we'll see who gets the activation on it. Yep, no in-game sounds. We got the Pepe Jam, fam. For reasons. Various and interesting reasons. I should actually put real Pepe Jams on instead of the thing BGM. Hold on. Let's put on the Friday music, y'all. Yeah, that makes more sense. That definitely makes more sense. So there we go. We're putting on some of the Friday bangers. It's gonna be doubling up for some reason though. Well, actually, I know why. There we go. As this game continues, it really is feeling like IG, their only solution and their only real plan for this is to just try and split push forever, with Emo and Kaka able to try find something. Fly does find a catch onto this Darkseer here. It's going to be quite difficult to get this kill. Old 11 kept alive right now. There is some backup from PYW. Does already have the Lincolns here, and they turn around. Sharpshooter with the wall. Old 11, and that's a kill through the Aeon disc that they managed to find it. It did proc, and this is wonderfully done here by the side of Vici Gaming. At the same time, Kaka does manage to secure the top lane of range racks, throwing in the mass serpent wards. They won't be able to do anything to the melee right now, but I suppose it's a wash. At this stage of the game, you're not that concerned about losing range racks, but you are very unhappy about losing Fly. But also, Vici can't do anything about killing Fly, so it all sort of balances out in the end. Vici still slowly but surely controlling the output on this map. Vici. Big thing for them as well is that any fights they seem to win, they can also push really quickly. Honestly, it really is. I'm trying to actually think through ways like, how does IG win this game without forcing split push, and it feels difficult. Medusa has a swift blink, going now for Satanic, I imagine, flying in with the very least some of the components for Satanic. Can't imagine that she's buying hearts with that Reaver. Hex out to the Medusa now with the Tempest double. DK form jumps up the hill. This is the Black Dragon, and Poyoyo also going to join on the high ground, looking to bring down the Tempest clone. They committed Dream Coil just onto the Medusa, but this doesn't feel like a great idea because now they don't have the coil. We'll have Tempest double still to throw out onto Emo. Spark rates peppering the field. Is these 25 spark rates, I wonder? I don't think so for Emo, not just yet. Emo gonna be able to just make sure that they clear out these waves as much as possible. Also, I just realized hilariously enough that BTS are also definitely spectating off of somebody. They're not in the lobby properly, which is kind of hilarious. Fly getting jumped on. Huge back wall coming in from Old 11 onto several heroes, dragging them into the wall of Replica. The machine gun from Poyoyo with the Ayaskari trying to kill targets. No one's dead just yet. Buyback from Ollie with the Supernova drop down. They have to flee. Vici forced away as they lose DK as well as the Lion. Old 11 left alone and will end up getting killed there. JT did so much work in that fight. The Chakram, the Whirling Deaths, bringing down all the stats. PYW, can he TP out? Yes, he can. On paper, on paper, Vici will 100% win this game. Based off of the results of the last like 6 months, they've looked reliably and consistently the much better team than IG, and like the much better team. So if we're just going off of historicity, then, you know, Vici is definitely going to be the team that comes out on top. But this is also Chinese Dota, where anything can happen. For example, we just saw in that fight, they try to go deep into the base to get the final engagement necessary, but it ends up not working out for them. And they're bringing in a massive push in all 3 of these lanes. Here they are. Remember, Flyfly also has this Desolator, so these buildings fall even faster. Look at the damage. Oh god, they've got a tier 3 tower. They do not want to buy back on the Doxia, and they don't have it on the DK. So they're just going to lose these buildings. This split push strat is maybe going to work out. JT getting stunned as the DK does come back, but somehow, some way, the first lane of actual barracks in the melee form get taken out by the side of IG as they secure the mid lane for themselves. Very impressive showing in these circumstances here for the side of IG, especially considering what the game was looking like beforehand. The most important thing though is that they were able to find Ori and kill him first in the last fight. So what happened is that Vici realized that there's one hero that's been jumping ahead of everything, soaking up all the damage for us. Now that he's dead, suddenly there's very little incentive for this Medusa to stick around, because all the heroes will start to focus her directly. Love how Emo is gonna keep doing this. Somebody, no one can leave. You have to stay around. Man, if they do this, come on, fam. Come on, fam. If they actually get away with this, oh my goodness. That would be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick. Witchblade interact with proc phase shift. So when you proc Witchblade, it does proc onto everybody. It's going to be quite interesting. The only issue though with the phase shift attack talent is, as we like, the main problem is as you go in for these attacks in the middle of the fight, let's say Witchblade is down, doesn't always feel great to be using phase shift at the time. Oh, Kaka. Top lane will probably end up getting brought down here. Tries to escape, but there is a bushwhack. No way to survive here. Definitely going to be an easy kill. Slowly but surely, slowly but surely, slowly but surely, we are gonna get to a point, I think, where, although they are still in an like this is in a holding pattern for the next like 10 minutes, but I do think we are slowly getting to a point where Vici will either be strong enough to take a full fight, or will just never be strong enough to stop Awkward. And the split push is working. I'll be honest and say I'm surprised it's working so well, but it's working. It's working. It's definitely doing its job. And the longer they go on with this kind of situation, the more and more it starts to feel like Vici Gaming are gonna lose concentration. And when you're playing this kind of draft where you have better team fight and all you have to do is just prevent the enemy from getting on top of your buildings, it requires a lot of thinking about the game. For example, where they are right now, right, you want to be able to defend this Roche, but you have it in the back of your mind that somebody has to be pushing out these waves. That's why Doxia is down bottom. But you know as well that even if Doxia can keep that push going, that a Tempest double will eventually head there. So you have to be worried about, can we fight the double and the Roche? And maybe heroes going towards bottom because look, they're actually porting to the outpost. They're looking for the kill. At the same time, Fly finding the Dream Coil onto some heroes here. Tempest Double is the one that's left behind. They will be able to take it out. JT eliminates all 11 on the other side of things. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. They split this so effectively on the side of IG that they get a kill on one side. Ollie though will die here. And on the one hand, Darkseer has buyback. Phoenix does not. They should still be able to claim this Roshan. Hex comes out with the Tempest Double. There's going to be Kaka with the Mass Open Words. Not going to be a trap though onto Ori. Ori does survive, flaps onto the high ground looking for this Shadow Shaman. Will be able to chase him down and kill him. Kaka loses his life in the fight. And can they follow this up by bringing down Fly? Jumps onto the high ground. He's staying alive for now. In the meantime, the Medusa, she's taking damage. She's getting closed down upon. Will they be able to kill her? Dusa fighting in the middle of everybody with JT, but she's still standing strong and she's gonna be able to keep staying alive. They get the kill down onto the Timbersaw. There is buyback for him. Fly dies next, also has buyback, but that might actually have turned everything. I think this game might have ended. I think this game might have just ended. I was mentioning that the next Roshan fight will probably end the game, and the fact that that happened without them being able to push anything. They brought back on the Arc Warden, but all these buildings are still standing. Couldn't force through all these waves. That being said, maybe I'm being a little bit too hyperbolic by saying the game has ended, but the game has certainly shifted once more into a very decisive place in favor of Vici. Sora, I have other things that I need to do sort of, but you know, the main thing that might prevent me from keeping on I-League is just frustration about the day. If it keeps going well, like so far it's been somewhat smooth the last while. If it keeps like this, we can keep at it. We can keep at it. Puck and Timber still in the grave from their deaths around the Roshan pit. Vici want to get their first lane of Arax. Unfortunately for them, this is a level 25 plus Arc Warden, so he can defend this base pretty much forever by himself as long as he's not dead. They take out the Tempest Double. Arc Warden just doing what he can. Magnetic Field, will it be enough this time around to save these buildings? He's trying. They pop the fortification. They jump off the Kaka right now. Aeon Disc keeps him alive, and they're trying to chase for this kill. They get the kill onto Kaka. It does have buyback, and these racks still stand. Poyoyo forced back right now past the tier 2 tower. Finally though, tier 3 rather. Finally though, at the same time, with them in the base, Arc Warden cannot defend the racks, and the Black Dragon is able to claim it. Emo, the stun comes out onto the Tempest Double. Meh, it's fine. It's chilled. Did get the attack range talent though, so it doesn't have the Spark Rays burst. JT able to jump onto Ori and kill it though. That was a lot of damage from the Arc Warden and the Timbersaw. Now they're trying to get something back here. Big vacuum coming in with the wall. 3 heroes caught inside the Earth Spike, and Poyoyo just unloading onto everybody. Gonna lead into a triple kill. Might be more on the high ground. Ollie barely survives, but will still end up getting chased down by PYW. With no buybacks, that's it. GG's called. Vici have won the game. A complicated and difficult game, but they take the dub regardless. And as this game finishes and concludes, they're the ones that walk away with the victory here. Lol. Well, shout out to the lag for only coming at the end of the game in this one. God. This was not the easiest stream today. Sorry everybody for all the problems that have befallen us this particular day. It's been a bit of a problem. Looking at the post game, I mean, it really tells the story of what we already knew, right? IG for most of the game just weren't really able to fight, in large measure because of this Puck. Honestly, looking at how the Puck played the game, the build that Fly ended up going for, one can be forgiven for just being like, why didn't they just pick something else for the safe lane? I think they only decided how badly they wanted Arc Warden at some point in the draft, and yeah, I don't really like it. So that's game 2. I'm gonna try and figure out a better solution for us in terms of how we access this game, because yeah, this is shit right now. I'm hating life, I'll be honest, but let's see what we can do. because I want to give you all the best, not just the best Dota, but the best of me. And you can't get the best of me if I'm emotionally affected during the stream itself. Either way, game 1 in the books. We'll see game 2 coming soon. Also, one of the reasons why I'm not too pressed and not too worried about making sure everything is fully on board is because, BTS isn't paying me. St. D is paying me though. Whoever's supporting is paying. Who's like St. D is sub today? Shout out to you, fam. Yo, you paying me. I'm on your payroll, so on your payroll, I'll work hard. We'll see what we can do. Either way, game 1 done. Game 2 coming. Let's hope it's a smoother experience. And yeah, I'll maybe see y'all now. We'll hope to see you now. Let's see what we can do. Check in a sec. Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and my NB comrades? I think we found a solution. This right here, I think we're good. We're not in lobby, we're not in the game itself, but I think we're Gucci in terms of us being able to roll. So, and it's not on Twitch, because Twitch is maybe part of the problem, but we're not on Twitch right now, so it's all good. Anyway, here we go, everybody. Got ourselves some more Dota 2. Vici Gaming taking on the side of IG. And we are going to be having ourselves a young... we're not going to game 3, I don't think. IG, Ancient Apparition, crazy strong hero. Lion, a really strong hero. The two heroes can definitely work well in tandem with each other. But for some reason, and I don't know why, but for some reason lately I've just been seeing Ancient Apparitions lose. And the only time I've seen it win is with Puck. Puck is already banned here by Vici Gaming. So I think we're probably staring down a 2-0 here today. But let's see how it goes. How things unfold. As you know, your predictions are ready and waiting. So make them. Your bets are open. Make them. One of the reasons as well, I definitely think this is going to be a victory for Vici. They stuck with 2 of the winning heroes from game 1. I love to see it when teams have that degree of confidence. It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Also, you'll notice that parts of the stream might just be in Russian right now. Don't worry about it. Who cares if it's in Russian, right? As long as the Dota is happening. Mars banned. They took out the offlane Timber Sword. Darkseer removed as well. So it does seem like Vici is definitely going to still run this DK from the mid lane. Especially with the ban on that Timber Sword. If it was an offlane like DK, they wouldn't mind as much. But he did too much work for the hero who got so many resources to be affected that badly. That being said, they still have quite a lot of room to still flex the hero as time goes on. For IG, they haven't revealed any of their cores just yet. Does mean that there is a bit more risk for them in the terms of Vici Gaming picking a carry hero like Spectre. I was going to say they need to ban heroes that now no longer have obvious support weaknesses. They might decide to take out like the PL here. I mean, Terrorblade is also still available in the game. I think Vici probably don't want to get Terrorblade, so they should be the one that bans it. Like, you can play the hero into Ancient Apparition, but I don't know if you want to play it into AA and Lion. Might be one of the few really big heroes that's like, eh. That being said, I would love to play it with AA and Lion. Yeah, Sora, it was mid in the previous game. Vici Gaming ran at mid for Ori and they won. It does ran mid by, it depends on the team. Yeah, it does get ran mid like every other time. More often than you would think. I believe even one of the D2CL, no, not D2CL. Because that was mid Pango, I think there was a game of. No, even, I believe there was one D2CL game with mid DK. But it does happen from time to time. IG do indeed go ahead and ban PL, so they're going to pick Terrorblade. That's exactly what I thought that was going to happen. I mean, the pattern of this, like the picks, yeah, makes perfect sense that this was going to be the option. Especially banning PL to make sure that they don't have the Terrorblade counter against them. Like I said, Vici can't play this. IG happy to play it since they have the counters. And since you have AA and the Lion, there is ways both from setup from Lion to allow Terrorblade to just throw in a ton of right click, or using Ice Blast so that each right click has a lot more potential to kill an opposing hero. Nah, I like this. I can vibe with the CB. Vici Gaming, what do we respond with here? Because we don't have any obvious illusion clear. They also ended up banning out the Mars. Mars in the game would have been fantastic, but not going to be available for them. So we have to think about different ways to approach the Terrorblade matchup. They already banned Dogs here. Grimstroke will come out. Okay. Ironically enough, right, it would have actually been great to run Arc Warden in this game for Vici Gaming against this lineup. Like Arc Warden, this is a great Arc Warden game for Vici, but they're not going to play it. It's very funny. Is Axe still in the pool? Axe is still in the pool, and they still need an offlaner for Vici Gaming. They would love a hero that gets the Inkswell on top of him. Would love a hero that's good against the Terrorblade. Would love a hero that will have a decent laning phase here, even if it's against, say, AA Terrorblade or Terrorblade Lion. I feel like Axe is a hero that fits that bill quite perfectly. IG get Magnus. Okay, JT Mag. Been a while since I've seen Magnus from him. Sandman Park. Hey, what's up, Sandman? What's up, Sandman? How you doing, fam? How you doing, fam? Sandman, also, you are someone that is, I'm on your payroll technically, lol. By the way, what's the quality like for y'all on the stream? This is on my end 1080-60 from the feed from the Dota, so should be much higher fidelity than the previous game for y'all. As we now see them go for, what are we gonna have here? I really still think Axe is the best hero they can get. It'll also be decent counter initiation against the Magnus. If Magnus doesn't know where Axe is, it's very difficult to make that initiation clear. Clinks. I'm not sure about this, right? I'm not sure about this. It's amazing versus Ancient Apparition. AA just melts to Clinks. Lion doesn't necessarily fare the best against Clinks either. You die in a very short span of time. If there's any kind of, and the thing is, you don't have, often enough times, right, Lion's way of escaping away from a dangerous hero is using the chain disabled onto them. After the hero has been stalled in place for a while, Lion can start to run away. Unfortunately, you're not going to have that possibility and that capability in this game because Clinks is just so damn speedy that he ends up running you down, right? But for me, the big issue, right, it's great against, can be great against those two heroes. But why would they pick it against Terrorblade, dude? I feel like this is not a good matchup with Clinks. Terrorblade has so high armor and so much capability to defend himself that you end up just tickling this hero at some point. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. On the bright side though, there is, right, let me try to be positive, right? Why would they pick this? Easy Inkswell combination. I suppose you can get a lot of advanced vision going on your team. This actually might be offlane Clinks. I think I would be a lot less upset if this was offlane Clinks. Either offlane Clinks or mid Clinks with offlane DK. But I'm not sure this is the Poyoyo hero. Or rather, let me rephrase and say I hope it's not the Poyoyo hero. Yeah, into TB. Again, I don't mind it that much versus Ancient Apparition, right? Because if you get off to a good start, AA is like easy food for you. Provided you don't get Ice Blast in the fight, you're okay. Oh god, it is safe lane Clinks. Yeah. I'm not with it. I'm not okay with this. On the bright side, they do get the Storm Spirit into Terrorblade matchup, so that's one of the harder counters in the game. But is it worth having a Clinks in the team for this? IG wins. Yo, either IG wins or Vici is much better than I think. Like, yeah. I mean, both are possible too, right? Like that Vici is just way better than I think, and he still end up losing the game. Honestly, I would like this draft so much better without the Clinks. That being said, hold on, let me think about this, right? Yesterday in Dota 2 Champions League, there was a last pick Queen of Pain in a game, and we all know where Queen of Pain is in the general meta game right now. And I was casting with Seek, right? And we spent a significant amount of time focused on thinking about the Quap and her place in the meta, where she fits, what she's supposed to be doing, that we didn't actually think too deeply about, is she going to win the game, right? Then both of us were skeptical and were like, probably not, there's a reason she not picked, blah, blah, blah. But I think I might be falling prey to a similar fallacy here. Let's just think about this Clinks hero, right? We know that the matchup is bad into Terrorblade. We know that this hero can eat for food and for lunch and for breakfast, supper, every meal of the day. These two supports that are available. However, these two supports also have great ways of dealing with the Clinks. They have so much burst damage that if they're ever around Clinks with one other hero, they're no longer food and suddenly they're just setting up for Clinks to die. That being said, this Clinks also, depending on the build, right? If he goes... What do you build this game? I think you build Orchid here. I feel like Orchid could actually be really strong. But I already have an Orchid carrier in the Storm Spirit. If Clinks goes maybe like Deso, then the Deso is really good against Ember. Can still be good against Magnus. Magnus is actually not that great against Clinks because the only way you have to defend yourself against that hero is committing RP. Skewer doesn't help you out that much because of the Skelly Walk. Alright, I can actually see where the Clinks can fit. It's not necessarily being picked for the Terrorblade, right? Terrorblade hard counters Clinks, pretty bad. But Storm Spirit is really good against Terrorblade. Like, really good. Like, no. Listen. Right? All this that we're talking about about the Clinks maybe not being the best hero. Storm Spirit is an amazing pick for this game. Sure, there is a Lion, so that's that one hero that's going to be... He needs to go off Kaka to make sure he can keep an effective game against Ori, especially because Ori Storm Spirit, right? Not just any Storm. Besides this Lion, this is a really good Storm game. I mean, what? They have Searing Chains from Emo, but this might be one of those rare Storm games where we either see an early Yules or early BKB coming out of the hero. They have better mobility on the side of Vici as well. If I'm looking at the initiation and the catch from the side of IG, it almost always requires blink daggers of some kind, unless the Ember Spirit just goes in every single fight. But it's not that easy to just go in this game. You're playing against DK, you're playing against Grimstroke, and that Clinks is not good against the TB, very good against a hero like the Ember Spirit, given the dynamics of the armor on that hero. Like, you're pop Flame Guard, but you'll still find yourself taking so much damage from the Searing Arrows. Wait, actually, hold on. Is Clinks's Searing Arrows still... I'm still thinking about the game, like about the drafts. I mean, the game has just started, we're just seeing the laning phase break down a bit, but... Actually, no, this Clinks is actually legit. Like, I still think they lose the game because as much as Storm is good against the TB, it's the only thing they have against the Terrorblade in this game. Like, it feels like there's mostly a free game for the Terrorblade. So just for that, I still think IG will win the game. But I do think Vici's draft is not that bad. It's actually not that bad. This draft is a lot closer. Like, upon reflection, I'm not gonna... When I think about it, it's like, this is actually fairly decent. JT in the top lane, they won't be able to find first blood from Hoodwink because they already got it earlier. But what do we predict though? Do I think this will go to game 3 is the question. I think it will, yeah. IG will go to game 3, but it won't just be because of the Clinks being bad. Yeah, so let's go. As we now head proper into the game. The thing is, for Vici Gaming, for them to have a good game here, they're going to require this DK to have a decent time. Not only as a hero that's going to buy Blink Dagger, but they're going to need Breathe Fire against this Terrorblade and for him to post up against the hero. Laning phase thus far not going that great for him though. Magnus so far having a decent time at the beginning. These early lanes, I love it when IG has strong lanes for themselves. They're one of the better teams at turning a good laning phase into a good game. Conversely, not always the best team at catching up from a good laning phase. From a bad one, rather. In this game, they are having a phenomenal time in all three of their lanes. Fly, of course, going to go for the early power treads. One thing as well, I want to see what the build is going to be from Emo. A lot of these Ember Spirits have just been going for Maelstrom Ags as like the primary build up nowadays. I've seen a drastic fall off of the Spirit Vessel build. Not that many games require it, although it does crop up from time to time. In this game, it is not required at all, I don't think. So I definitely do think you want the Maelstrom Ags in this one. Get that extra burst as well versus the Clinks. You don't know how, but they're gonna win this game, lol. One thing I'm also really going to be concerned about for, like, both of the teams have a similar problem where the mid laners can't really afford to just have a sit back and farm kind of game because they know that this Clinks wants to be moving around the map, fighting and skirmishing a lot. Storm Spirit needs to be able to join him whenever possible. On the other side for Ember Spirit, because he knows that his Terrorblade is going to be spending so much time just farming the map, he needs to be the one moving with his team and setting the tempo for the squad. Top lane, Poyoyo will find himself getting caught here with the Impale, or the Earth Spike rather, from Kaka, and they dust him up as well, so the Skelly Walk won't keep him alive, and they will be able to find that kill. But at the same time, the Inkswell combo went off down bottom. They got a kill there onto Poyo, onto the Terrorblade of Fly. In the meantime, they also lose Ori for Vici Gaming in the mid. Also, something I didn't realize, but these last 2 days when I've been trying to do these games off of someone else's stream, I actually didn't realize how many of my casting cues come from in-game audio. For example, sometimes I only realized like these last 2 days that I'd be talking about something before my conscious brain is aware of it. Before I see it happening, I've heard it, and that's what gives my brain the trigger to engage that topic. So it's kind of why the announcing for some of the kills happening on the sides of the map have been a bit bizarre. Very interesting things you discover about yourself under challenging conditions. But yeah, after they got that kill down bottom, that's super big. That gets level 4 for the DK. Now you have 2 points into the Breathe Fire, which is really good against Fly. And the thing is, you also know that you're gonna get to this level 5 point just now. I'm actually not sure if you want the second point into the Dragon's Blood. You might want the third point into the Breathe Fire. Because of how good against Terrorblade it is, you don't actually need Dragon's Blood if you have high levels into the Breathe Fire. Mid lane, we see a fight around the river. They got the trap out onto the Storm Spirit, but they don't have the Finger of Death, so they can't pop him down. Ori activates the double damage rune, will jump back onto Emo, and they secure the kill. Now they want Kaka. Will this be a double kill for the Storm Spirit? It will not, because Storm ends up dying to the TP in from Oli. Still ends up as a 2-for-1 trade as PYW cleans up the rest of that fight. Poonam, I'm not in the game, fam. I'm not in the game. Oh, snap, Shireen. Take it easy, my G. I hope you get some rest and you don't have another 2-year-old party tonight. Yeah, Poonam, unfortunately, we do not have in-game audio. Nobody to spectate from. Emo. Playing next to the Storm Spirit right now. Ori is just gonna have... Oh, wait. This is just a quick kill on the support. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. DY will die. They even commit the RP for this though. But it's okay, JT doesn't really care right now, just concerned with farming the lane. They're even rotating Ollie to the top side of things. Poyoyo hasn't found that much CS, and they might actually find this kill. Dust already committed. Cold Feet, will it proc? Yes, it will. Do they have follow-up disables though? Kaka's already used everything, and they will be able to get the skewer back. Poyoyo, Inkswell will come out. It's gonna stun both supports. PYW, what a rotation here. And Ollie will also end up taking a tumble. If these supports, we were talking about it, if they run out of spells, and they're next to Clinks, Clinks will shred them alive. Inkswell is there to turn things around, and now this Clinks is getting a lot of gold from 2 heroes. Good times. Are you in game, Poonam? Are you in game? Send me your stream thing, dude. Your Steam ID, please. And then let me just invite you. How are you finding it? Who do you know, fam? Who do you know? Who do you know? But yeah, well, let's actually do that. DM me your stream thing. And then I'll add you on Steam, and then I'll just spectate off of you. Poppy, how are you friends with Poppy, dude? How is tell us this story. I mean, I wouldn't have the, oh, we're gonna see Ancient Apparition just get dived on. I mean, I know it from Estonia, but I wouldn't have the expectation that Poppy has friended every single player and friend from Estonia. But either way, DM you. DM me. Ah, okay, I see. So it's a 6 degrees of separation type of scenario. Alright, we understand. Shout out to Poonam, who's pulling through here and is going to give us the gas necessary. Also, thanks for telling us this, right? Because it means that Poppy is... The thing is, Poppy could easily just be watching from stream, right? But deciding to watch in game so that he can be studying. So Poppy's at work right now, making sure that he has enough tape on his opponents, knows how they play. As we see the squad now for IG trying to force through this tower on the top lane. This Terrorblade wants to get involved on the map. Making sure that they get the tower. Will go down without too much difficulty for the Radiant side. Doesn't get denied ultimately. Poyoyo in the jungle farming. Trying to think about where he goes on his items. Definitely wants potentially a Deso. As we see a jump here onto this Ember Spirit. 2 heroes caught in the soul bind from PYW. But Ollie throws out the Ice Blast. It does catch the Storm Spirit, so they know better than to try and fight around this. Ember Spirit jumping forward, try to get the chains down, does manage to secure it onto PYW, but recognizes that there's too many heroes around for him to play safely. Will be able to remnant away to safety on the high ground. They don't find any kills here for Vici Gaming despite having committed the soul bind. Now they really want to be able to find this jump onto Ember Spirit. Ember will get bushwhacked and then dove upon by Ori Storm Spirit. Gonna be a quick kill for Vici Gaming. Now they can try pressure this tier 1 tower with the Sea Dragon, DK form, and they should be able to claim it for themselves. And there you go. Tower will fall. Alright, I'll DM you first and then just respond on the DM. And then you'll see a notification somewhere on your... somewhere on the Twitch screen. Java, Comrade Java, what's good, fam? Welcome. The way this game is going is somewhat anticipated, right? There's a lot of farm that's just sitting at the moment on this Terrorblade. He is... The issue for them is that the bigger he gets, the more and more difficult the game becomes for Vici, because the only real hero they have to deal with him is going to be the Storm Spirit. If it ain't that Storm, it is just rather difficult to reliably keep control and keep track of this hero throughout the game. Vici. They do at this point... Oh, streets. Oh, yeah. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to just move something around. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So we have the plug. We've got the connect now. So we need to launch Dota. Get back into the big game. So just bear with me for a second. What we're trying to do at this point is I'm going to add Poonam Strike, who knows the connect from the inside. Has the inside track in the situation. So that's how we're going to re-access the game. But just give me a second. I'm just adding him on Steam quickly. Let me know, Poonam, if you've got the invite. I just sent it. Have you gotten it yet? Let me know if you got it. Let me know if you got it. In the meantime, we'll just quickly look at the game still, see what's taking place on this side. And how it looks and what's happening. Wait, what? What's going on here? There we go. How it looks right now is still just IG rolling with this Terrorblade, getting stronger and stronger and stronger, which is a bit of a problem for how they anticipate the rest of this game going for themselves. Storm Spirit will jump up, has Inkswell ready to go, but unfortunately it will not trigger onto anybody. Hex from Kaka. Find the potential jump onto this Hoodwink. Ice Blast will be there with the finger. Woo! That's some damage. That's some damage. That's some damage. Hold on, I just have to quickly move away here. I just wanted to see. Okay, no, still not seeing him. Still not seeing him. You're not seeing me yet, fam? It's a bit unfortunate. Emo. Almost got caught bottom. You see the heroes coming through, y'all. Like, this part is a little bit annoying, but we're pulling through. We're pulling through. We're almost there. We're almost there. Hey, what's hood? What's hood? Shappy, Farmer Fat. Unfortunately, right now, I didn't update the score on this one. So, the game is in favor of Vici Gaming. They got the first game. They're the ones that secured themselves the dub. And this time, they have gotten a much more interesting draft. Let's just put it that way, right? It's not a draft that I had anticipated seeing from them directly like this. Oh god, even on YouTube we're getting some lag. What the hell is happening? All right, let's pause it for a second, go back a few seconds. YouTube is a little bit more stable at the very least with its encoding, so we don't have to worry as much that it's just gonna keep kicking us out. Smoke up now from IG. They have some kind of initiation here, given that we have this GAT Magnus. Although the Lion doesn't have access to the Blink Dagger just yet, they're about to get it. Almost there. JT, will he be able to find PYW? Yes, he does. Gets the jump with the blink, and they're going to be able to drag back the Scrimstroke. Easy connect on the kill there. And that will allow them to walk away happily. And sadly, though, they don't get an actual push onto the tier 1 bottom. Hey, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, based. Poonam has pulled through. Poonam has done the right thing. There we go, everybody. Oh, look at this magic. What a community. Shout out, y'all. And we just get to see an RP onto Poyo, yo, with audio and sound this time around. We're going to see them be able to get away with the clinks as the Storm Spirits jumped in with the double damage rune to make that fight impossible for them. Well done from the jump on the Storm Spirit, because if he doesn't do what he does, Clinks is 100% dead in that situation. Emo, him and Kaka walk away from being able to farm this dire triangle. It's a dangerous place to be right now. And top. Old 11 gets a jump onto this Ember Spirit. Emo in danger here. Is Emo gonna die? Yes, he will. Getting bursted down. Ice Blast though flies through. Doesn't hit Ori. Ori's gonna be able to zip through and bring a down Kaka. Now that he's isolated, Terrorblade might be in danger. Breathe fire onto him. Bushwhack to hold him in position so he can't keep the chase up. With JT being back online, they do not want to really take a risk. They were thinking about running forward with the skewer play since he has the haste rune. Now here comes back Old 11, the jump in from this DK. They were looking for Fly, catching him with the Dragon Tail stun. Not going to be good enough though to put him into a precarious position. Shout out Poonam, y'all. We're back. We're back. What a legend. Ice Blast. Almost hit Poyoyo. Ends up not being able to float over him. So the option for the Clinks looks like it's going to be Deso into BKB. The thing about getting the BKB, once he does have it available, is that there's basically nothing outside of RP which actually affects him. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go for the triple BKB in this game. Storm Spirit gonna skip his, rather opting for the Aghanim Scepter. They want the blue hole so they have some more capability of locking down several targets at once, and they're not as concerned about the counter initiation from the Magnus. Magging them, they will smoke up. Well, one caveat to being inside the game is that we do get some server lag between China and South Africa, but who cares? Got some audio, which is good. Roche. Gonna be here an objective to be claimed for IG, but the scan is on from Vici Gaming. They're aware this is taking place. They don't want to fight around the pit just yet because Ori not tracking back towards where IG is, but this is happening too fast. Perhaps they know that fighting around the Roshan pit when RP is up is just suicide. So rather just let them happen. Let it happen. And there we go. Aegis claimed away. Given towards the Ember Spirit of Emo. He's the one that can't really afford to die in this game, so it makes more sense to give it to him. Terrorblade is not dying. Fly literally has to misplay in order to lose his life in this game. If he's playing properly, then he's 100% fine.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fly. Desperately wants level 15, but more so than anything he wants the Skadi. That Eye of Skadi in this game gonna be so huge against this DK. Gonna make quite a big difference as well in terms of the impact of the status debuff onto Poyoyo if he ever does get found out with it.
Rune of invisibility.
Increasingly as we go on in this game, especially because we don't have, like, the items from the Storm Spirit are gonna help keep him alive, but no direct impact on killing the Terrorblade. The longer we go, the more Fly can just take over the whole game. Who won first to 10? I don't remember. Does anybody who bets want to tell them? SAR44, tell them what happened? Because I have no idea. I mean, to be fair, wait, hold on. There actually might be a way we can figure this one out. Let's see here. So we're at 10, 12. Minus, well, that's an observer ward, tower. We don't know. Top lane. Big zip onto Magnus. There's going to be an Ice Blast though onto the Storm Spirit. Ori with Finger applied onto him as well. It's only the level 1 Ice Blast, unfortunately, and level 1 Finger, so not enough damage. If either of these spells were level 2, he'd be dead right now, but neither are, so it's all good. Just get the quick grab and jump onto this Magnus and walk away scot-free thereafter.
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of...
Now that they have Blink Dagger on Kaka... Oh, I think Storm is dead. Storm's dead. Yeah, Storm's dead. Storm is definitely gonna die here. There's the Hex. They've got the jump. Ice Blast flying forth onto Old 11. Gonna connect onto him, giving a double kill to Fly. Also, double damage Ember Spirit that they decided to jump on there, and the counter initiation a little bit too strong. They secure the 2 core heroes, and IG will now start charging towards the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. And yeah, Terrorblade is too big now. This game is over. I mean, I know I was talking about how Terrorblade is probably gonna rinse this game, but he's gonna really rinse this game. DK is like down in the dumps, so he can't act as an effective bulwark against the TB. The Storm Spirit, the build that he's gone for, will have the Aghanim Scepter, but going to be a much more team fight centric build rather than a one-stop shop, I can zip onto you and kill you alone kind of build. This might change the game though. PYW has Aghanim Scepter, so the Dark Portrait could definitely turn things around if activated on a metamorphed Terrorblade. But honestly, that's the big turnaround potential here for the side of Vici Gaming. As Poyoyo did indeed go for that Deso build we discussed earlier. I thought he might go for Orchid. I feel like somebody should have Orchid. Mid lane, Old 11, drag back the routine. Several heroes, Ice Blast will come out. There's an RP, but they end up losing JT as well. Too much damage dealt in by Ori. And that was before access to the Aghanim Scepter, so it could actually have been worse. They trade. That one is definitely not worth it for the side of IG. They're the team that's playing with the Aegis. So now the next 30 seconds of the timing of this Aegis, they have to play defensively, so they can't do anything with it. Magnus has the same relative net worth as this DK. Did have to commit RP for that one though. Not a great situation. But they're gonna try and fight. This is really peculiar because Poyoyo had popped BKB, so we'll not have it available. We'll come across Oli, the jump, the zip, they find Kaka. They will be able to kill him very early on. Soulbind onto Fly. Nothing for it to be Soulbind too though. Inkswell onto an illusion. Do they have the damage for a kill here? Fly. Will he be able to find a Sunder target? Yes, he does. Get it onto JT. Vici felt comfortable trying to fight this because they knew that the RP was down. Sadly, they don't find a more viable target besides Kaka. And that's all they're going to be able to claim and walk away with. Old 11. BKB is at the ready now though. This does make a difference. Still needs to get more in the game, but BKB will certainly help out quite a lot. Now we can more easily just try to close in onto the Terrorblade. And TB is recognizing that with all these BKBs being purchased by the enemy team, that it is now time for a BKB of his own, lest he fall prey to all of their disables. Ags now finally finished for the Storm Spirit. I think you go Shiva's next or Orchid? Okay, Orchid is an option. I would ideally have wanted this earlier, even if it was on the Clinks, but still, by the time we get it, we'll still have some degree of impact on the game. Mid lane, Emo in danger, gets bushwhacked towards a tree, but there's no follow-up from anybody else. Grimstroke isn't here to give an Inkswell to anyone.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're trying to siege this tier 1 in the top lane. Magnus wants the shard so he can get that horn toss active. Man, what a great shot that is. Also love how carefully they're playing in this top lane. They're leaving the Terrorblade illusion to do the bulk of the heavy lifting. But they just simply do not trust that Vici Gaming is not hiding in the wings, waiting with Storm Spirit to try zip in. If they get vision of Storm, then they can make this push a lot more easily.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This game's still very, very close in the balance right now. It really does come down to whether or not Vici can deal with Terrorblade. If they can't, IG win the game. If they can, Vici win the game. Almost nothing else matters.
Must I repeat myself?
The 3-1 and 2 score definitely belies the importance this hero has on the overall game. As Vici, they're going to try smoke up here from the mid-river. Looking to see if they can get any of these heroes potentially on the retreat. Don't have any clear vision right now, but they do find a very long zip. Lion, the one that's left behind. And Emo, though, in the meantime, gets the Searing Chains out onto Old 11, but he also found the stun onto Ollie, so they have enough damage to kill the Ancient Apparition. Both supports are down, and Roche is about to spawn. It's going to actually have spawned by the time Ori goes to check. Poyoyo goes to check it. He sees it. Oh! They didn't ping it. Did he? Did he? Okay. And they have Deso. This is going to be their Aegis. A dark portraited illusion shows up here. Scouts out that Roche is happening. They are aware of this. They haven't been spending all the time hitting the big man, so the Deso damage hasn't been fully applied. Down to half health, but they now have to play carefully. Jump in by Emo, gets a Searing Chains onto 2. DY was looking for the Bushwhack hit, but they did manage to jump back. Ollie jumped in to force the BKB charge out of Fly. That was huge. Now that's a 9-second BKB. They need to fight ASAP. If they don't, the advantage is back in favor of Vici. IG. Will they be able to control the Roshan pit? Emo throws back a defensive remnant. Gonna try and look for a way into the engagement. They've got a Skelly Archer, so there's that Ags available with the shard. Yeah, they do. They jump and kill DY, but look at the blue hole middle. Inkswell to help follow that up. Terrorblade and Lion are gone. Beautifully done there by the Storm Spirit with the BKB being down. Soulbind onto Emo and JT. Worst targets for this. Inkswell from an illusion of the Dark Portrait will help them out. Poyoyo now with the damage on the high ground looking for Emo. Emo definitely going to die here. No way out. Will certainly get brought down. PYW. The Inkswell stunning up the heroes after they've been both caught by the Storm Spirit blue hole. All of it followed up by the damage easily put in by Poyoyo. Damn, we need to see that again. Alright, Poonam, do not rewind because I'm going to go back live in the main game, but I want to see the fight again. I just want to see the fight again. I want to see that initiation again because my god, that was sick. Alright. Oh, a lot has happened actually. Alrighty, here we go. So, check out the Storm Spirit, right? It all starts with the zip in from Ori. Poyoyo has the Aghanim Shard, so every time he walks, he summons these Burning Army. And now, they jump in, the blue hole on the 2, but even better, the Inkswell. Now it's stunned, everybody's dead, the main heroes are gone. And look how well they play these edges. PYW yet again carries the fight, gets a Soulbind out and the Dark Portrait at the same time, and Inkswell. What a combo from this Grimstroke, sets his team up for success. Makes it easy, and then for good measure also gets off the perfect stroke of fate to catch Emo with. What a player. What a player. These jumps from Vici Gaming, and they went at the perfect time. Fly had just committed BKB. He had spent all the money as well. I think it's sometimes we underrate, especially as casters, just how big of an impact using your first 9-second BKB charge in a way that doesn't benefit you in the fight is. Because think about it, right? He's top of the net worth, but at that moment where he pops the BKB, he is minusing 4,000 gold from his net worth because that item is literally doing nothing in the inventory while it's on cooldown. So that means that for that period of the fight, he only has the same relative strength as the Storm Spirit, who had all the items available. Clinks, of course, now has a much easier time in that fight, especially when they got the magic damage out so early. Physical damage from Clinks does not affect Fly, but we saw in that fight why Storm Spirit is so good against Terrorblade. You can set up for so much magic damage faster than the TV can deal with. They will at least get a quick kill down bottom onto Old 11. That's a Dragon Knight down. Bye-bye. But for Vici, they're still comfortable with the state of affairs on the map. Lanes forced out down bottom. They got a lot of push on the side of the top as well.
Bottom tower is under attack.
JT is shadow bladed. And there's going to be a jump here onto the Storm Spirit, onto the Terrorblade, but Storm finds himself actually being trapped here. But Firefly is still fighting. Cheese gets pumped. Firefly will need to Thunder. Does he get it off? Yes, he does. Onto Kaka, now trying to turn onto Poyoyo. Will there be enough damage? At the same time, Emo getting caught and killed by the rest of Vici Gaming. Him and the Magnus will both need to buy back. Emo back into the fray, jumps in with the 2 hero searing chain, but both supports staying alive thanks to the bushwhack. They will end up losing PYW. There's going to be a very huge blue hole with Poyoyo going ham in the middle of the fight. They've taken down 2. They need to flee. That's also a dieback on the Ember Spirit. He returned to the fray. Magnus came back as well, but Terrorblade yet again used BKB very early on at this side of the fight. During the BKB, Poyoyo wasted all of his time running him ramp shot and saying, come hit me, come hit me. In the meantime, the back of the fight is being destroyed by the Storm Spirit.
Surely that was intentional.
Yeah. Terrorblade 100% thought that this game he was going to be playing against 1, potentially even 2 Orchids from Poyoyo and Ori. But the Orchid only comes now from Ori, very late into the game, and at a point where the DK, everybody else, they're getting more out of this Terrorblade not having SNY than Terrorblade is getting out of the potential Dispel of Manta, especially since he also bought the BKB.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tier 3 tower taken out, and this is the one major aspect of the Clinks, is that yes, Terrorblade can force through these buildings, but Vici have this Deso on the Clinks. They've got this Ancient Black Dragon, easy ways to deal damage to the structures, and they claim a lane of racks. We just spoke about it. If they can deal with TB, the game is theirs. And that fight, Storm Spirit, yet again, showing how clutch he can be to help deal with that Terrorblade. Wonderfully done, Vici Gaming. Well, on the way to claiming their 2-0 here. It's last pick for Ori Storm. It would not be the first game. Wait, was it last pick Storm or was it last pick? No, it was last pick Storm, yeah, because they got Magnus 4th, I believe. And then Storm came at the very end, or was it vice versa? And Storm came last. I'm pretty sure Storm came last, right? Because it was Clink's 4th. Yeah, it was Clink's 4th. It was DK Hoodwink, and then it was Grim Clinks, then Storm Spirit in the last pick. I forget if it was 9th or 10th. That's the only thing I'm kind of forgetting at this point. Underlords, was it 9th or 10th? But we did speak about this, right? That looking at this drop from... Oh, no, you know why it was 10th? I remember it was 10th, right? Because when we were talking about the potential Storm counters, we were talking about, yo, Terrorblade will have this kind of game, blah, blah, blah. And that outside of this Lion, what is really there for the Storm Spirit to deal with? And Ori has shown that the answer is not much, not much, not much. Been having a phenomenal performance on this hero. Gonna smoke with the gang. The Shivas, I mentioned this earlier and he's gonna start building this now. Shivas is so good this game, especially at the stage of the game that we're at right now. Was it 9th? Okay. Either way, it doesn't really matter, right? It's the same sort of thing. The 10th pick Storm Spirit or Ember Spirit hasn't really worked out fully for them. Oh, Ember might get killed here. Did manage to zip away to safety first. And also, see what I mean about how the audio cues are helping my casting? Haven't missed a kill since we came back into the proper game. It's been nice.
Unseen, not unskewered.
Well, let me rather say I haven't missed a fight. Obviously, there's individual kills in certain fights that we're gonna miss. What can we do? Mid lane, Horn Toss, JT, they laid the trap for the Storm Spirit. Ori eviscerated, dead for 90 seconds, and they might want to take the follow-up fight. Fly pops the ultimate of the Metamorphosis. Thunder will keep him alive after the Soulbind, and now they get off another RP in the mid lane. Buyback from the Storm Spirit, zipping to the far side of things as they catch and kill the Terrorblade once the BKB comes down. What a buyback. What a buyback. Vici Gaming, not afraid to commit the goal that they know will help them win the fight. And now here they are, Orchid yet again onto the Ember Spirit. Double kill for Old 11 as he helped to bring her down. The entire team, 5 have fallen. GG is called. Vici Gaming have taken the 2-0.
Strange to say,
Well, that was great. You love to see it. Vici. Alright. 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 I see you. I see you, Vici. I see you, Vici. Certainly a 2-0 that I definitely thought was not going to happen. I thought this was going to be the 1-1, but they managed to control reliably this Terrorblade. I also think that Fly, the itemization sort of let him down, right? Look at the item build and especially the order of it. So first and foremost, we get the Manta style. Even though he's not playing into the Orchid, it's not so bad, right? The illusion damage can still be decent. So it becomes a bit awkward when we think about ways that they have of eliminating illusions on Vici. But where it gets really awkward is after the Skadi. Skadi's fine. He feels at this point that he's like, crap, I need BKB. If I don't get BKB, there's so many disables, and Storm Spirit especially is being such a problem and a menace to me with this Aghanim Scepter that I need some kind of way to ensure that I don't get caught up in all of this disable. He buys the BKB, and then the first fight after BKB goes south. Because that fight goes south, he's like, alright, cool. I need more mobility in the fight. Let me cop this here Blink Dagger, right? But now you have, there's a very large period of time, right, in between Skadi and the MKB, where Terrorblade is actually not scaling in damage. He's not actually getting stronger. He's just trying to make sure that he can survive and reposition in the fight. But given the way the fights are going, there's no kill threat, right? We weren't really seeing big RPs followed up by an Ice Blast with all this massive team fight. It would always be on 1 or 2 targets. JT would catch an Ember's, a Stolen Spirit here, catch a DK there, a Clinks once or twice, and that would lead into some of these spells, but we never really got to see them big targets all at once and damage coming in from Terrorblade. Terrorblade tries to fix that by getting Blink Dagger so he can also move forward with JT and Emo when the fight is starting. Unfortunately, once he gets the item, there's not that much more damage available. And compare and contrast this Clinks, who, instead of after having to go Skadi, gets BKB Blink. After getting his BKB after the Deso, goes Chrysalis, Hagshot, Daedalus, MKB. Everything just increases damage from the Clinks' build. Storm Spirit, Aghanim Scepter into Orchid and then into BKB. More and more ways to control the heroes around you, prevent you from being effective in these fights. I must say the Aghanim Scepter for the Storm Spirit and the Aghanim Scepter for this Grimstroke, this for me is the 1-2 punch that sort of changed the entire game. They had no real tools for dealing with the blue hole. And because they only had the 1 BKB on the Terrorblade, like nobody else had BKB, right? I think it really ended up affecting them. The build on Emo, Ember Spirit, he went for Linken's rather than BKB. And the thing that sucks about this is because of how the Storm Spirit hole works, even if you have Linken's Sphere, you can still be affected by it even if you aren't the primary target. So let's actually see. That's a good question about the damage. The damage question. Let's see. Oh yeah, I must give out the points, right? I must give out your points. Oof. Vici with the 2-0 here. Personally did not expect it, I'll be honest. So, PY Dub. Let's see how much damage he did on the Grimstroke. It won't be as much as the Storm this game, but he still would have done a lot with the usage of the illusion. Yeah, not that much. Like, it's a lot. Alright, it's a lot. It's more than pretty much anybody on the side of IG, except for the Terrorblade and the Ember Spirit. But it's not one of those Aghanim's games which is just bonkers amount of damage. Storm is the one that went ham this game. This was... Listen, all of this, as much as it's between PYW and Ori carried this game. Like, it's Ori Storm Spirit. Ori carried the game. He did his thing. Y'all know what it is. Yo, where my subscribers at? You know what to do. You know what to do. I'm not even going to be the one to show you all the example because y'all know what to do. You know what to say that side. So, hey, shout out Poonam says the best, subscribe. Yes, that reminds me. Make sure you're subscribed. For those of you out here in the cut, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're following it as well. Of course, we're not going to have a situation where we go straight into the lobby again. We have to wait for the next game. So while you're cooling down, that's a good time to see how would you like to support, you know? You can support by becoming that subscriber, you can become a Patreon patron, or you can make a young donation, get your name in this bar right here. Be the person that supports your favorite local streamer. I know some of y'all want some serious money with these bets on Vici Gaming, so make sure you pay your bribes, you pay your taxes by putting in 1% donation. That's the rule of the stream. I don't make that rule, it just is the rule. It's not up to me to decide in which direction the rule goes. So now we just wait for the last series of the day, LGD versus eHome, and we'll be seeing which one of these two squads is going to be staying in the tournament because it's an elimination game. PSG LGD, of course, yesterday didn't really put up the best showing against the side of Team Asta. Pretty sure today they'll pick up their pants enough to get through, just to survive. They'll be like, oh, fine, I guess we have to play Dota. Jesus Christ. Okay, fine, dude, fine. Either way, now we just wait for the next game. Vici Gaming have already taken this victory, so we're gonna see who wins between PSG and LGD. That game is probably in like another 15 minutes, half an hour, something around that. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Make sure that you're supporting. Make sure that you're following. Make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. Apparently that makes a huge difference. Not apparently, it actually does. It actually does. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Poonam for pulling up and making sure that we could deal with some of this heavy frustration that we were experiencing about this game. Thank goodness. How long until the next game? I was actually spot on last time, right? Which is actually kind of incredible. How spot on I was with predicting how late the game would start, but how awful I was at making sure we had an effective stream, lol. Let's see. Since the lobby has 0 people in it now, it's a LAN that they're playing. They're going to take a 10-minute break probably on the stream. 10 to 15. Then we'll start the next segment. They always do that really, really dumb and annoying interviewing the players before the game starts type of shit. So that'll probably take another 15 minutes. And then there'll be a 10-minute delay before the game actually goes live. 30 to 40 minutes, somewhere around there, is what I suspect is going to be the delay in between these two games. So let's actually say 45. Let's say 45. Yeah, so come back in 45 minutes from this point in time. Make sure that you're following. Make sure that you're out here. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Some more dotes, some more hype. And hopefully we do have Puppy spectating again. Lol. Anyway, let me just update the timer here. I'm not 100% sure about this timer, so let's actually make it 35 minutes. There we go. Either way, shout out to y'all for joining me for the series number 1. Let's hope the second series is a bit more exciting than this one because the 2-0 was a bit rough. Anyway, thanks everybody. See you soon. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to donate. Do not forget to buy bits. Do not forget to pretty much help me justify spending 2 hours on y'all instead of saying I'm doing this quote unquote for the community, basically. Thanks y'all. See you soon. More dotes coming up.
It's wavy. It's wavy. Up, down, slide, repeat. Move your body, feel the beat. Roll your hips side to side, wave your hands, feel the vibe. Move it on the floor, feel the rhythm, dance some more. Shake that ass, hold it tight, move your body, dance all night.
know it's time to rise from the fire. You know it's time to rise from the fire. Rise from the fire. Time to rise. Rise from the fire. Time to rise. Rise from the fire. Time to rise. Rise from the fire. You know it's time to rise from the fire.